Luka, I found this hat in the shed. Luka.
You didn't buy it?
No, I found it, and I heard about this guy we traded for.
Luka
Doncic.
Yeah.
Luka, he's
That's
great.
his name.
What I love about him is he's white.
Yeah.
I think he might be Serbian or something.
Probably.
Pretty dope.
Yeah.
Pretty excited about that.
All right.
He gives lobs.
He gives lobs.
Dude, he gives lobs. Dude, he's setting those guys up. He's like Karch Karai and Kent Steffes. It's brother to brother.
He sets them.
He sets them up.
What's the theater equivalent of the lob?
Oh, the lob.
The
That's
setup?
Like, yeah, well, it's a setup thing. But like, I like the fact that the only way to describe Luka is through a beach volleyball reference.
That's right.
From the 1980s.
6'6", Luka Doncic.
Kent Steffes, Randy Stoklos,
Karch Karai.
Karch Karai.
Pink hat? Who wore the pink hat?
I don't
Karch
remember,
Karai,
dude.
I think.
I think
maybe
sure he did,
one
dude.
of them.
By the way, whose first name is Karch?
Karch. Whoever, if their last name is Karai, I think you could be Karch.
It's like people make fun, like, oh, your kid's name is Apple? At least it's not Karch.
I saw a conspiracy theory that was that celebrities actually just name their kids regular names, but they announce that their names are weird to maintain the anonymity of their kids later in life.
Wait, okay, so
let's say
their kids
Apple Paltrow
is
or
literally
Blue Ivy.
Blue Ivy's literally like Stephanie.
Like a stage name. Like
her
Whoopi
name-
Goldberg. It's a stage name.
Her name is like Stephanie.
Right.
Whatever the shit.
Jay-Z. Stephanie
Jay-Z.
Jay-Z.
That's really funny.
Yeah.
Oh, I get that though.
Yeah. So then they have like just a regular person name, and when they're older, they get married, they have a job, they can be whoever they are.
What's your level of anonymity you want?
Current.
Do you want to?
I don't want to have to live behind a giant wall for protection. I don't want to have to walk around with security guards. So I guess that level. I like the idea that's okay. So I saw this documentary about the amazing Jonathan.
Yeah,
it's pretty great.
The comedian, magician.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
by the way, I gotta say something about him. Actually, amazing.
He was amazing.
Yeah, he was amazing.
He crazy. He not a good magician when he was younger.
Mm-hmm.
And but he was funny. He could make people laugh, and he goes, "I was basically, you couldn't do these things as a comedian. They were just hacky prop jokes. But if you were doing the exact same thing but pretending to be a magician, killer."
If you were a comedian pretending to be a magician, you could do it. If you're a magician pretending to be a comedian, you couldn't do it.
Right? Yeah. So
that's
prop
great.
comics looked down upon. Prop comic magician, best in the game. The other great one was a guy named Steve Spill. But so the amazing Jonathan, he goes, I remember I was he goes, I went from being like, hey, aren't you that magician to aren't you the amazing Jonathan? I think I would like to be, aren't you that comedian or aren't you that guy on the podcast? I don't know if I want them to be like, aren't you David Wells?
You want to be just that guy.
Yeah. One time years ago,
By the way, I just want to, you are just.
Oh,
that
yeah,
guy.
I am that guy. I like it. One time, maybe 2 years ago, my wife and I were eating at a restaurant. And these people sat down behind us. And
Fuddruckers.
Yes, it was. And the guy behind us goes, oh, I just saw that comedian last week.
Yeah,
I was like,
happens. Yeah,
great.
Yeah, it happens. I got stopped the other day.
That was a police officer, though.
No, they were like, you can't hook on this
you're
corner.
You're not allowed to hook here, sir.
You're not allowed to hook.
This is the coffee shop Dagny's corner.
Well, let's talk about let's talk about your magic past.
You want to talk about Magic, David Magic?
Let's talk about your. By the way, okay, I gave you the name David Magic.
There was actually already a David.
I know,
Magic.
God damn it, because it's genius. David Magic.
Yeah.
What?
I think your version of David Magic was just me being Job from Arrested Development.
That's 1,000%. 1,000%.
I blew it up.
What? So you were a member of the Magic Castle.
That's right, up until Kovic.
That's a secret society of magicians that is spoofed on Arrested Development.
Yes, the Magic Castle.
How secret society is it, and is there things that you've learned that you can't talk about?
It's not that secret.
Okay.
And yes, there are things that I can't talk about, but the things I can't talk about are related to how magic tricks are done.
No, that's what I mean. So, but there's things you couldn't or you wouldn't tell me.
Like
CIA style, you were like, I can't reveal that information.
No, what's something you would want to, like how a magician does something? I probably wouldn't say. I would tell you off air, but I wouldn't want to be a person that would like let people know how a trick is done. I don't like that.
But you would privately tell me.
Yes.
But did you ever go to like their secret library and read all the magic? Like, was there any?
They have like 9,000 or more. I don't know. It's a great library.
Are any of those books like of the occult and seance-y? Like, is there any of that?
Yeah, and they have like the Magic Castle has a seance room, the Houdini room. We had dinner there once.
That's great. By the way, if you can ever go. It's
the best.
It is. Everybody dresses in suits and gowns.
Yeah, you gotta have a dresser.
But yet
suit,
you go
tie.
to take a shit in the bathroom and there's fart noises. It's like the most.
Yeah.
It's one of them. I think it's. I'm a big Disneyland guy. As we haven't talked about this on the pod, but I'm a big Disneyland guy.
Right.
I think the only thing that rivals it is the Magic Castle.
The Magic Castle is multiple bars, great magicians, really fun atmosphere, good food. It's
great
so fun.
Food.
And there's nothing like it.
There's nothing like it.
I've been to other magic stores, places that are pretty big and
magic dens.
Yeah, there's just nothing like it. It's the best place.
No,
it's also the best place to watch a magic act because it's designed for magic. Like the environment is conducive to the best experience for watching a magic show. I love it. I've been back there. The thing with seances, the thing with the occult.
Yeah, I want to know about ghosts. I'm into ghosts.
So the general position of magicians is that the magicians are the debunkers. They are the ones that are going, that stuff's not true. That's fake.
Okay.
Houdini was famous for busting seance people, like palm readers and people doing a seance and talking to the dead. That's what he got famous like later in his life. He just went around. He busted like Arthur Conan Doyle's wife.
Wait, who's Arthur Conan Doyle? Is that
Sherlock Holmes?
Okay, yeah.
His wife was an occult person. Yeah, but so magicians historically have been the ones that went around like going, that dude's not really psychic. That's
because
a trick.
they recognize it's like a pattern of a behavior that they're
exploiting. And they're exploiting people for pure profit.
But where do you
not
land?
Entertainment.
You were a pastor?
Yep.
Where do you land on ghosts?
I don't think ghosts exist.
But where do you land on spirits?
I don't think that's a thing.
The devil?
No.
You don't believe in the devil?
Uh-uh.
Oh, this is deep, dude. Wait, you don't believe in the devil?
No.
Even if it wears Prada?
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah. I think
if it wore
Prada itself, yeah.
If it wore Prada.
Yeah. If the devil was in Prada, you're like, I mean, you have to give the devil his due.
You need to give the devil his.
Yeah.
So you're not.
Some Louboutin shoes with the red bottoms.
So as a former pastor.
Right. I do not believe it.
You don't believe in the devil.
No.
You don't believe in spirits.
That's right.
You don't. What else do you not believe in?
I don't believe in any of it.
Life?
Yeah.
Because so let's take Job. Let's take the book of Job. Oh, God, this is going to be our Christian episode.
Or former Christian episode.
But take the book of Job.
Yep.
God is hanging out with the devil.
Yes.
And the devil's like, I bet I can make your strongest believer turn towards me. And God's like, I bet you can't. And he slams $20 down on the table.
Right.
Does that bother you?
No, because I don't think that God exists. So it doesn't bother me at all. No.
Wait. Do you believe that God exists now?
No.
But you did then.
I guess in the
what is your
sense.
If I said what is your idea of the high, do you believe in higher power? Like
no.
So you're pure science.
Reason, yeah.
What do you think it is then?
What it is?
Yeah, what is it? Like what is
thought?
What is life?
I guess it's the I think therefore I am.
Do you think there's anything past what?
No.
But what about like paranormal things? Things outside the norm, not ghosts, not spirits, but just outside the norm.
I would say it's like just beyond maybe our comprehension of science.
Because I had a thing where, and I won't tell the whole story.
12-year-old ghost?
No, I was 15 years old, sober, and doors slammed, lights turned on and off, and
was this in our old house?
No.
I was like, that's wiring.
and pool table balls.
Yeah, weird stuff happens, man.
Went crazy. What do you think that is then?
Don't know.
If that's not
but
a
I'm
ghost.
also okay not knowing.
I'm the same, but do you?
I don't really spend any time on it.
But I will say, like I know definitively that it happened. It wasn't like a lucid dream. I was awake. It was like 8:00 at night.
Oh, I'm not saying that people don't have
what
weird
do you
experiences.
think that is?
I don't know.
You wouldn't call it a ghost. Would you call it paranormal?
I would just say it was like maybe paranormal. Like it's beyond the norm.
Do you believe in there's this multiverses?
No.
Okay. Do you believe in?
But I also don't understand quantum mechanics. So
do you believe?
I'm saying I don't know enough to also know.
Do you believe in like so you don't believe in multiverses? What about simulation theory?
No. I think simulation theory is silly.
Yeah, but you can't argue out of it.
Right, but you can't argue into it either. That's
you
the problem
can't.
with simulation.
It's totally true.
Yeah.
So you don't believe in ghosts,
Right?
At all.
No.
Even if you watch it.
This is my broader argument for ghosts.
Yeah. I want to know.
So my in-laws, they all have had ghost experiences.
I've had it too.
Okay.
I've had two.
And so my view is this: I don't know enough to say that they do not definitively exist, but I also don't believe that they exist. And my broader argument with my wife is, perhaps ghosts only appear to people that believe in them.
Well, but why? But what about that you?
I've just never had any experience.
But how damaging is it the fact that you don't believe they exist? It like shuts off any evidence that they do exist.
I don't know. That's a good question. I don't know.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I understand. But like at the same time, I was heavy into the church and all in on that, and then you go through. I think a large part of that though is social, the social pressure of the decision making.
Yes, but like me, like I live outside of that. I don't have a sphere of people that are pressuring me.
Right.
Zero. But I do believe in the other. Like I think there's this like weird other thing, which I don't know what it is.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. I don't have a problem with anybody believing that stuff.
God, you're so.
And here's why.
You're so good at arguing or defending, like, because your casualness bothers me so much.
But it's a casualness built out of, I think, flawed reasoning from the past. Like I would have been much more argumentative.
So apparitions,
when I was a believer,
apparitions. You don't think that's real.
No, like you remember who was the guy the late night guy that did all the people would call in
on the radio.
And people would have all the weird light orbs and stuff. I think like most of that stuff is pretty well explained by science.
I think 1,000%, like 99.9% of it is explainable.
Yeah, and beyond that, I don't know.
My whole thing is like
experiential stuff is always hard.
This is where I get hung up. Is I was sitting in a room alone. And two doors, there was a door here and a door there, did slam at the same time.
Now I do like,
and then pool balls did go, like that. I experienced that. It's like it's hard to understand. I don't think in terms of ghosts.
Right.
I think in terms of like what the fuck.
Have you ever been in a house where like, you close one door, the pressure changes,
yeah, but
and it slams another door? I'm just saying like.
But that you can't answer two doors.
A person will be reasoning things in that way.
And that's how I approach it.
And I'm also okay with the answer of just going, I don't know.
But that's how I approach it. But I will
say... It's beyond my understanding, but I don't think it's... I don't think it's supernatural. I think maybe it's paranormal. Like it's beyond our normal understanding of how physics or the world works. Maybe we just don't understand.
Yes, because I believe that there's things imprinted on us like that carry energy.
Okay, yeah. So, like, I don't think that.
Yeah, of course you don't. You're the most pragmatic piece of shit.
But I wasn't always. That's the thing. It's like, faith does not make you pragmatic.
But my question is, how much of your faith-based life affects you from having faith in other things to where you now need them to be more grounded in reality?
Probably some, for sure.
I would say probably a lot.
No, not a lot. But I think the biggest thing is that leaving that allowed me to feel more hopeful toward people.
What do you believe?
I think I'm actually more positive than I was then.
Yeah, you are.
Because so much of life back then is this sense of fear and negativity.
I think that's your wife and how happy
that's
you are.
That's some of it. Yeah. That's some of it. Some of it is just this process of like going through.
Do you have any beliefs that aren't solidified that you're like, I think like aliens or
most
anything?
Stuff, yeah. Like I would say most belief systems that I have are not solidified because I'm open to whatever evidence people present.
Right, like anal. Like you're going to enjoy this. And you're like, well, all right.
If I got to smuggle something into prison to help you get out, I'll do it.
Oh, in the old prison pocket.
Yeah. You got to just.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But I'm very fascinated with the paranormal. I'm really fascinated with.
I think I would.
I'm not. I'm not a believer.
I would like to be in a situation to experience weird paranormal stuff. I'm not opposed to it. I like the idea of like challenging my assumptions
So
is something I would do, which is not something when you're like in heavy in a church.
Yeah.
Challenging your assumptions of life.
It's not
everything's
it's
so self-fulfilling.
It's a non-starter.
You're like, no, it can't be that because of this.
It's a non-starter.
So
yeah.
I am 100%
So you're open.
Yes,
you don't
I just
believe
don't
it.
believe it.
So would you do like a seance with me?
Yeah, sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
Let's go.
I would do that.
Because, dude, David, there's
I've been to New Orleans
David,
and loved it.
we're in our family home, which our grandparents lived in. Our parents lived in. There's been
weird stuff happens.
There's been 2 deaths.
Yep. 3. Great-grandmother.
Oh, 3 deaths, but all natural.
Right.
But dude, yesterday our niece Cordelia was like, "Uncle John, somebody keeps tapping me on the shoulder."
Yeah.
I'm like, "What?" She's like, "Yeah, they tap me on here and they tap me here." And I'm like, "Really?" She's like, "Yeah." She's like, "Who is it?" And I was like,
I'll give you one.
Know.
My wife, when she was younger, would freak her mom out because they would be driving and she'd be like, the man that lives in that house has murdered someone. This person has done this. Like she could see their the true
dark as
soul.
shit.
So her mom was
would
just
you
always
do a
freaked
seance?
out. Yeah, it'd be great.
I think we should do a brother-to-brother seance.
But if we do the Magic Castle one, the Magic Castle is fake.
No.
But it's fun.
Real fun.
We're
gonna do it here. We're going to do a Ouija board, and we're gonna try to conjure the ghosts of our grandparents.
I'll give you we should do that'd be fun.
I mean, come on.
Have you ever watched? There's a magician named Oz Perlman.
I've never seen Oz Perlman.
Okay, he's tons of stuff online. If you've ever seen Oz Perlman, then
it's not Oz Perlman.
No, it's Oz, but it's pronounced Oz. I don't know why.
Stupid. Oz Perlman's a better name.
So
hold on, let's pause.
It is
Oz
pronounced
Perlman.
Oz.
Oz Perlman's a better name
than Oz.
Go by Oz.
But I
OZ.
think maybe he's
Oz
doesn't want to
Perlman.
be Wizard of Oz.
I know, but Oz Perlman's so good.
Yeah, I don't know.
Have you seen Wicked?
I have.
Let it go.
He's
man.
not in it.
Let it go.
I'm trying to let it go.
Just let it go.
He does stuff, mentalism tricks, that I don't really know how he does. I'm sure they're explainable within the world of magic, and there are magicians who understand it. But I watch him, and I'm like, I don't know how he does it. And these people have no clue. And it seems completely impossible.
Right.
But also, I know he's a magician. So if I didn't know he was a magician, I would just go, I mean, maybe he can really read minds. He's so good at it. Well, like the most famous debunker in the last half of the century was The Amazing Randy. There's a really good documentary about The Amazing Randy. He was not always a great guy, but he followed around the leading psychic, and the leading psychic guy would go on TV, and then the next day The Amazing Randy would go on and literally recreate.
I think that's all. Whenever I watch a ghost hunter show or ghost show, which I me, I love that shit. As soon as they introduce a psychic, I'm like, click.
Yeah, it's
because I do believe it all is about reading people and picking up on shit.
Yeah,
I'm hearing a tease, and they're like, Tessa, Tessa.
You remember the Fletch Lives, the second Fletch movie? He's in the South, and they discover that they take brochure or people fill out questionnaires.
Right.
And then they feed him information through a headset.
Right.
Which is what happened on the Turner Broadcasting Network years ago.
Oh, all the old
those guys got busted. All the mega church
guys,
people, they all got busted. They're still on those people come back around and they're back on TV again, even after being busted as being complete charlatans and frauds and just making money off of these lies. They're the biggest version of the psychic.
It's a grifter, yeah. But how bad do I want to go on one of those, like a Joel Osteen, and he probably
that's
him try to fucking put hands on me, and I just stand there like a motherfucker, dude.
The best part it was in
broken.
Fletch Lives when the guy's the Chevy Chase character Fletch is feeding him the wrong information about a guy, so they get the right guy. And the guy has hemorrhoid problems, but he's feeding him that he has gambling problems. He's like, expose it to everyone. He goes, okay. And he turns around and pulls his pants down. I wish that stuff happened in real life more often. But
let's
do it.
So you don't believe in the paranormal?
No, but I've also never had an experience. So I've
had 2.
So this is the hard part with paranormal, right? The people that believe in it purely experientially. It's not a reasoning thing. It's an experiential thing. So it's very hard to demonstrate to someone who's never experienced it that it's experientially
I would
true.
say this. I've experienced 2 undeniably what the fuck things, And I still will be like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I think when people wholeheartedly like, well, that's a thing. It's like, well, no, it isn't.
Right.
And both of the things I experience are pretty hard to deny as being outside of the normal.
But my other side of it is that I don't deny that people experience the thing that they experienced. I think
that when somebody hook, line, and sinkers like, well, this is fact. Like it's like the Sasquatch people. Have you ever seen a Sasquatch? You're like, no. But then they're out in the country and then they hear a noise like, that's definitely a squatch. And you're like, well, no, how do you fucking know?
I think
like it's stupid.
Enough people have had weird experiences for me to be able to go, yeah, there's completely unexplainable things in there.
Dude, we got to do a seance.
Let's do it.
We can do one. We have two options. I think your wife would love to do this.
Yeah, she'd be into it for sure.
We could do one here.
Right.
We could do a Ouija board.
Yeah.
And I think we should bring in a person that does seances.
Yeah.
And
my sister-in-law would love it.
And
I don't know if she want to be recorded, but she would be
Josie
great.
in here too, dude. Josie's adorable. She'll be on board. And we'll get Melissa, my lady.
She's a real true believer too.
I would say I'm probably more like 80 believer than non-believer.
Yeah. And I love all of it. I think it's super fun.
But I think we could do a Ouija board thing, but I would like to get somebody that does seances to like lead a seance.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Don't you think it'd be fun?
Yeah, it'd be awesome.
Dude,
Let's
we gotta do it. Mom, I've talked about Mom. She definitely doesn't want it to be done here. Because when our grandfather died, her brother and her were in the room.
Yeah.
And her brother's an atheist, like doesn't believe shit. But the curtain in the window went as if the soul left the room.
Yeah.
Which I believe in that shit. Like, whatever. I believe in.
But really, Mom just farted real hard.
The only thing I believe is that I don't know.
Yeah. Right.
I believe that I don't know.
Yeah.
And I'm very curious about it.
I think the curiosity part of me is the thing that keeps me
and I love, you know me,
forward,
like
which I like.
I love ghost hunter shows.
Oh yeah, they're the best.
But like,
I want ghost hunters to actually find ghosts. I guess that's part of it too.
I think they make there's some compelling evidence
to actually find it. I would love for people to be like, "Yeah, man, we proved it."
But there's some.
I would love it.
There's compelling evidence.
I'm just not convinced.
But my problem with the whole thing is like this show over here, show A. They'll find a very little amount of evidence, and that makes me feel like, okay, maybe this is real.
Yeah.
And then this show over here, every time they ever do a show, shit's getting thrown at them and crazy.
Right.
And you're like, they're fucking up the whole thing.
Yeah.
I like ghost hunters over like ghost adventurers. Because Ghost Hunters is like very pragmatic.
Well, like I love the Conjuring movies and the Insidious movies. They're great, man. Like those are the people that were really into it. The Annabelle, that like weird puppet and stuff. That stuff is so fascinating to me. I got to get out here, man. I got to get my.
All right, I love you. You're the best.
I love you. Let's do it.
Ghost Hunters.
We'll do it. Ghost Hunters and seances and beliefs.
We record a seance. Let's do it. I think we have to do it.
And we got a lot of things to do.
Well, that's the only one.
Hiking or camping.
Or not.
Fishing.
You're going camping for your birthday.
At some point.
You didn't invite me,
no,
so
not
I'm
this
not
time.
going.
I gotta see if I can survive in a regular.
Where are you going? At KOA?
Lake Lopez. No, it's just like
that's just like the backyard of a guy.
That's right. Mr. Lopez.
But your birthday's coming up. How old are you going to be? 47?
47.
You look good for 47.
Thank you, brother. All right, man.
All right, love you.
All right, bye.
It's brother to brother.